Right, hopefully welcome to the last part. Back on this again today, just got to clear all the mess out and in there and get finishing the wiring off. Shouldn't be too much longer now. Just got the solenoids to wire up, wire go through to the pump, earth to put on, little bits and pieces. It's nearly done, so let's crack on then. All these up to the little rack I'm going to make. I've welded some little tabs on the back of the boot floor there, so that I've probably got to hold it in place at the moment, so that is going to sit down there, so all the solenoids are reasonably accessible, so that'll keep the wiring a bit neater with a bit of luck. Oh, it's just as balanced there at the moment. Yeah, so that's going to go in there. We're still waiting on another couple of solenoids to do the 24 volt sort of intermediate side of it, so like I say, just got to get the wiring in now, get all that tidy in there, neat and tidy, ready to go. Well, while I'm doing this wiring, I thought I'd better show you these little, what I call solder tags, because I've always soldered them. I've never crimped them. I didn't really like the idea of crimping, if I'm honest, but so many people seem to be doing it these days. I thought I'd get one of these crimpers off of eBay and see what they're like. Now, I've done these other terminals with it, and if I'm honest, I'm probably using the tooling that's a little bit too small, because I'm a bit sort of over cautious about not crimping it enough. But I crimped, I think it was this one yesterday, just to try it. I put the end in the vise and I really pulled as hard as I could on that cable and it just doesn't move. So I think crimps are the future now. I think this tool off of eBay was something like 35 quid, somewhere around that sort of area, and yeah, it's quite good really. So I'm just about to crimp the end on this one, so for those who haven't seen it how it works, I'll show you. I'll put the camera down and show you what it does. Right, so I mean, obviously nice neat, no strands hanging out. Get that in there, tucked in there nicely. Just for this job, I'm just going to measure it up, see where it's got to go, make sure I get it the right way round. That looks good. So out with this little tool, stick it in there, tighten up this because it's hydraulic. It's rather convenient, seeing as I'm building a hydraulic sort of setup. And you just pump the handle. I think I'll move the phone a moment so you can get a bit of a closer view and, oh blimey, pick it up. There you go. So I'll show you the little downside and the reason I think I'm using the wrong tooling really. Let's get squeeze it up as hard as you can. And you release it, and the reason I'm thinking I'm using the wrong tooling, I don't know if you can see there, but there's like a, where's probably the best, there's a little sort of ear there, which is where it's crimping it. So what I do is back in here and give it a squish in another direction, because it kind of squishes up like a hexagon sort of shape, so you sort of turn it through. Right, really tight. So there we go. It's a nice little crimp joint now, and like I say, I put this in the vise yesterday and really pulled on that, and I was so surprised how well it gripped the cable. So like I say, I used to blow lamp and feed solder into them and then clean them all up where they discoloured and everything. So looks good. I'm really pleased with how that does that, and for 35 quid I think it's the way forward. Got some of it done, got all the lugs all sort of taped and everything at the ends now. It's only this one here, which is, as you can see, it's a Halford's little earth link, That's because I was a bit silly, and when I got the guy who owns the car, Reese, to order all the little solder tags, I didn't get him to order enough. So I've had to send him a message and get him to get some more. I've already got all the cables cut. That's the one for this one that's going to go there. This one is for the little link that's going to go between. There's another 2 solenoids going here, so that's going to be a link between those 2. And then we've got the 24 volt option, which goes over to the end of that solenoid. And as you can see, the little curly red down there for the low tension side of the coils. And that's almost the back of it wired up. Of course, all this bottom bit of the floor is going to be removed, and Reese is going to make some more of that. So this red cable that's going over to the pump from the other end of the solenoid there, that's also got to be rerouted and neatened up when he does that, so it's all going to be hidden away. Yeah, so I'm fairly close to just getting to try it on 48. I've just got to do a little bit of wiring from the solenoids down over here over to the valve block behind their seat there. Let's show you that quickly. So as you can see, this is a bit of a mess here. All the wiring's pretty untidy really. I mean, it's been taped up and cable tied up and all right, but I'm going to try and make that a bit neater if I can. Well, not if I can, I will. And like I say, just got to run some wires back to here, because the wire that's going down the side of the seat there, that goes to his switch box at the front to make the vehicle move. So right, let's get some wires wired up along here, and well, hopefully in the next clip, in a nanosecond, like I say, you should hopefully be seeing it move on 48 volt, or where the smoke comes from. So stay tuned, back in a tick. I'm almost ready to start testing this thing, so close your eyes and watch this next bit really. Let's just show you what I've done in the back. I've tidied up the wiring a bit. Still going into these this solenoid block. It's not very neat, but it's not too bad. That's the wiring going up to the switch box, as I said before. That's not very neat anyway, but that is another upgrade that's going to be coming soon as well, so we can get a bit of sort of side to side action going on it as well. So that's something in the future. Yeah, that's it. So I just need to find my 13mm spanner to tighten this earth stud for the pump, and then we can hit some switches. Right, back in a nanosecond with hopefully a little bit of action. Right then, this is genuinely the first press of the buttons. Now I've wired it all up. This is on 48 volt, so here we go. That's it. Pump's gone. Well guys, it appears that the drive on the pump has probably blown apart, as you may have seen by the last little clip. So I've had this thing absolutely decked outside my garage, couldn't move it, so I've had to put some little transport blocks on the rams to be able to drive it. So I thought part 3 was going to be the last bit. Nah, there's going to be a part 4. As when that'll be and hell, I don't know, but I'm kind of stuck with this at the moment. So I think new pump, stick it back on 24 for the time being, keep it so it's moving, unless he gets an expensive pump, a good one, then we can put it back on 48 and see what happens. But for the time being, that's kind of mission aborted with this. Might take the pump apart another day, so I might make a video on that, seeing what exactly is broken. I imagine it's probably the drive gear that drives the pump itself. The actual one of the drive gears in the pump, I'd imagine, is probably shat itself by the look of it. Right, well, thanks for watching, and until next time. Sorry Reese, I've broken your car.